Just wondering, after as close as y'all came against Alabama last year, leading in the fourth quarter, how much different, if at all, is your confidence level going into this year's game with Alabama versus maybe previous times y'all have played them?
I think in the previous years we didn't really know how we would do against the premier SEC teams, but now we see ourselves as one of the premier SEC teams. And with that being said, we know we can play with anybody. We went head-to-head, squared up with top 10 team Texas A&M down in Texas at College Station. So with that being said, having a game in Neyland Stadium and playing the #1 team in the country, we have a lot of confidence. And if we play our style of football, then we know we'll always have a chance of winning the ball game.
Go Reed, Brett, Jimmy.
Todd, Coach Jones was talking about yesterday in terms of like tackling and missed tackles. John brought it up. He was saying in practice sometimes it's hard to replicate that. Do you feel like you guys get enough tackling practice, or do you feel that's something that's kind of you wish you had more opportunities to kind of refine that technique?
I really wish we did have the opportunity to refine that technique. However, with injuries on a team, and it's in the middle of the season, and you have to try to cut the reps down as much as possible because you have to have your body ready for Saturday. And with that being said, they try to do whatever we can in drills to simulate what's going to go on and what's going to happen on Saturday. But to be honest, you can't really simulate what's going to happen when you're squaring off for 60 minutes. Something's going to happen that you didn't practice, and with that being said, you're just going to have to use the techniques that you've always been taught. And we're going to really focus on tackling this week because they do a great job of breaking tackles. They have a lot of speed guys out there that can move their feet and get after it. So we're going to really focus on the tackling aspect this week.
Todd, I know that Texas A&M is an explosive offense, but I think you guys gave up 10 plays of 20 yards or more. What do you guys have to do defensively to limit the big play issues that you guys have kind of dealt with for the first half of the season?
Well, no question, they had a lot of explosive plays, and explosive plays get you beat, or they allow you to win if you're on the opposite side of the ball. Because I'm a defensive player, we try to eliminate explosive plays. And Coach Shue laid it out to us. I want to say there was 9 plays that accounted for over 300 yards. And if you took away those plays, it would have looked like we played phenomenal football. But adding those 9 plays to the equation kind of skewed the data and allowed them to have so many yards. So we're going to focus on eliminating explosive plays and just tackling in open space and make sure the ball doesn't get thrown over our heads. And if we do that, then we compete with anybody.
TK, you've been around here a long time. What's the Alabama series mean to you? And also, have you ever met Lane Kiffin? If so, when and where?
Yeah, I met Coach Kiffin in the recruiting days. And when I came over to the complex, I used to see him. I used to say hello to him. I didn't really know him on a personal level. I really knew his father more than really him, just because of the defense side of the ball. But Coach Kiffin's a great guy, really smart. He knows how to execute on the opposite side of the ball. He tries to really scheme you up and match up the man on man, the guy that they have trust in, and match up a guy that they really think they can execute and beat. With that being said, he really does a great job of scheming. But I don't really know him on a personal level. I just know he's a great coach.
In the Alabama series?
In terms of the Alabama series, it's very important to the Tennessee football family. Growing up in Knoxville, I've always known as Alabama is one of our rivals, and that the last couple of years they beat us. And I don't know if they consider us a rival, but I know we sure consider them a rival. With that being said, every year I go into it and make sure that we go in 100% ready to play the ball game.